Hello everybody and welcome back to RybelCraft. Today we have a few fun builds to get done and also a whole new redstone machine that I worked out myself. But first, let's take a look at the landscaping progress. As you can see, it's mostly just the detailing to do around the front here now. A few trees and bits and bobs to go in, and of course the rest of the castle. Now this next build that I'm doing, it requires a lot of mud, so I decided it'd be a good idea to get a mud farm on the server. However, this proved to be a little bit more challenging than anticipated. First, I built this version. It's a great farm, fantastic, honestly, but my brain could not deal with the amount of bottles that were just ending up in my inventory or despawning all over the place. So I decided to design one myself that would remove this issue. I might have been a little bit ambitious, but I think I've got most of it solved. So first, of course, I made sure that the main mechanism worked. The observer checks there's a block there, and the dispenser throws the water bottle at the dirt to turn it into mud. The hopper collects it. All wonderful and fantastic. Then I needed to work out how to sort the things that were being collected by the hopper afterwards, because I was hoping to recycle the bottles, and because also I had noticed that the observer was obviously detecting all the changes in the block that was placed in front of it, so it would repeat the redstone signal multiple times, which meant that if I hooked up a dirt dispenser so that I kept my inventory full, it would throw extra, and also we would have extra bottles thrown as well, which is part of the problem that caused me to have all the bottles all over the place with the other one. So then I used the sorting system that I used in my storage system to separate out mud, dirt, and the last chest is everything else, so that's full bottles and empty bottles in case any aren't used. Then I had to work out how to get the dirt to the dispenser, and also how to get the water bottles refilled and to their dispenser. So I worked out a system of tubes. This took me a couple of tries because obviously they're coming from very close to each other, but we don't want the water streams to end up crossing. So I eventually worked that out, and then we had to combine it all together and ensure that the one redstone signal would trigger everything. So I set up a chain of observers to pistons to redstone signals so that the items from the chest would be dispensed into the water stream, which would also fill the bottles. They'd both go up their individual water streams and into the correct dispensers, and everything could still be collected by the same hopper. Although I did add extra hoppers because the hopper I was using was getting overfilled, so there's one underneath me as well. And basically now you can just use it like any other mud farm, only the bottles are all cycled through, everything is collected, and there's no loss because no mud is despawning, no dirt is despawning, no bottles are despawning. So it may not be the prettiest redstone farm you've ever seen, but I'm pretty pleased that I managed to work all of this out myself. I'm not the most, let's call it, engineering-minded person, but I'm quite pleased with this. This means that we can now go ahead and build our new building, which I've dubbed the washing house, although the person living there obviously does more than just washing, because the size of this house is more than a medieval washerwoman could probably have afforded. So let's jump into a time lapse. And there you go. So out the back you've got the washing tub and the line. That's where it got its name. There will be a family that lives here, and the mud farm is now situated underneath the kitchen. So I'm also going to start on the towers this episode, and while I'm doing that, I'm just going to have a little chat with you guys, because as many of you know, I am disabled, and one of the things that's affected by my disability is it's not always easy to record my voice audio. So in the coming weeks and months, I've got something new that I'm going to introduce to my channel. And this is very much a backup feature for if my voice and my brain are just not cooperating with each other for a while. I am going to start using a text-to-speech program. I will primarily be using my real voice as much as I can, but just for times when I'm collaborating. So I'll still be interacting with people, but with this text-to-speech program, which they'll be able to hear in Minecraft. Another thing that I want to chat with you guys about is RybelCraft. It has been almost a year with myself and Ry, and a little bit less than that with Pidge also, and we have decided that it is a good time to take a little break. Now, I mean a break, we're not stopping, and we will be coming back to this world because, as you can tell, it is not finished, but I'm going to take a little bit of a holiday, so I'll be taking that break from RybelCraft. And as some of you have already seen, I have been working on collabs with other people. For example, the Hunger Games with guns that you can see on my channel. So there will still be content coming out. I'm just taking a little break from this to refresh my imagination, my inspiration, and my brain. Pidge and Ry, they are going to do their own thing. I don't know if they'll be taking a long break, a short break, whether they'll take a break at all. But basically that was the discussion, is I'll maintain the server, but I'm going to take a bit of a break. And they seemed to suggest that they may also take a break. So at the end of this episode, here I am. Some towers built, some towers not built, and an island half turned into a civilization. Everything placed into my ender chest, and I'm going to fly off into the distance and find myself somewhere nice and tropical to spend my summer. Wait, what was that? Is that thunder? Wait, where am I? These blocks look weird. How am I sitting down? Am I in an aeroplane?
Ladies and gentlemen, we are experiencing some turbulence. Please fasten your seatbelts. Thank you.